It's happening again. It's Junk Journal January 2025 is coming up. So this video is going to be all about me making my junk journal for Junk Journal January 2025. Now, this is run by megjournals, and the links are in the description. I participated this past year in 2024 in Junk Journal January and Junk Journal July. Two different styles of journals that I created and used. And I'm going to quickly show you, and then I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to make for January. So this one was my first attempt of using the Amazon packaging bags, and I covered it with fabric, and you can hear it crinkly. Loved that part. And then this was one giant signature. So here's lots of things that I learned from this particular one, that I don't do well with one signature, number one, because it got way too thick. So I should have broken this down into 2 or 3 signatures. And I'm really not a pamphlet stitch person. Now, I will do it. Obviously, I have journals that I've done. But I don't feel like doing that again. So this is what I did for Junk Journal January 2024. And I love this one. The reason that I love it is, what happens is megjournals, who I have linked here. Okay, let me see if I can get it out. I haven't been in here for a while. She publishes 31 prompts, okay? You don't have to use her prompts. What I decided to do, this is not a Christian-based challenge, but I made it into a Christian-based challenge for both January and July, and I'm going to do the same thing again. So I took her prompts and I sat there and went, okay, what does that mean from a spiritual, religious, Christian perspective? And then that's what I did on every single day. And so it turned out really, really cool, because I ended up putting the originals of some of those old things that I have from my family in here, because I realized it's sitting in a box. My son will probably throw it away when I die. But if I put it in a journal, he won't throw my journals away. So I ended up using all these really cool things in here. And so there's pictures of all my children and grandchildren. And this, I just had a really good time doing this. And so, as I said, this is definitely a legacy piece. If my children, grandchildren want to know who I am and how I spend my time, look through this journal. So see, it became a gator mouth, as I said. And I don't have a problem with gator mouths, but when I made this covered all the way over. So you can tell I hadn't really done one of these. And so that's how it ended up. And it still works. Well, July came around, and I was so intrigued with the accordion version that I watched Meg's video and I made my own. And I used the 5x7 canvas panels that you get from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to do that again. But I'm not going to do this kind of an art piece on it. I think I'm going to do a little bit different. But I just love the accordion, because this got me out of my comfort zone. I had to, yeah, you'll be watching me in this video do it again. So when you're putting this together, what I'm going to be showing you in the video is you're just putting together all the backgrounds. All the fun stuff goes on the top. So you don't want to use any pages as background. Well, you do whatever you want. But I looked at the background pages kind of like they're definitely in the background, okay? And then again, I did the exact same thing in this one. Here were her prompts, but Diane took her prompts and made them more about my faith. So here is another journey in my faith for 31 days of a journey through my faith. So you can see everything in here is all about my faith. And I tried some new experiences. This is from one of my kits. I am a child of God. Yeah, this was really fun. Okay, so this cover, the idea came from Hither and Yon Studio. She did this. This is layers of die cuts. And then I painted it and stuff. And I really liked it. It was mixed media. But I feel like making something more fabric and lacy this time. So I'm going to be using the same 5x7 canvas boards. As I said, get those Dollar Tree. I went through all my fabric, and I bought this fabric like a year ago, and I have not used it at all. I bought a set, like 5 or 6 pieces of Tim Holtz fabrics that he came out with, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. And I thought this is the mood that I'm in, and I want to add some lacy stuff to it. So how big of a piece do you actually get? His fabric is very expensive. It's $15 or $20 a yard. What is this? Oh, let's just do it this way. And I can tell you how much you get. I got this on Amazon. I got, like I said, 5 pieces. And so looks like you get 18 inches by, what's that? 22 by 18 inches, okay? And what I'm gonna do now, let me move. The other thing that I've done, just so you'll be aware, you always go through your stash and get your pile ready. That's what you need to do. I pulled out some lacy things I'm thinking I might be able to use. And then I went through all my stash of papers and just pulled together, just threw them all in this big pile. Whether I use them or not, they'll just be in the pile and they'll be ready to go, okay? Basically, you can see looks old or browns. I don't have a lot of color because I like to add the color when I add whatever I'm doing for the day. So let's move that over there because I don't want to cut the papers as I'm trimming this. Now, I am going to use this. I'm going to cut out the pieces that I want. And I really like this for my cover with the flowers on it. So I'm thinking that, see that piece right there? I think that would be really pretty. Now, does that come somewhere else on this fabric with some different words? No, that's kind of strange. Let's see, I love the alphabets on there. If I do that, oh, I'm getting all of that. If I go on this part, look at that. I can pick up both of the flowers, get the alphabets, get the big leaf. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna use my fabric scissors. These were my mother's, so they're probably at least 50 years old. Belding Corticelli. And she kept these, and I have a special little handle thing she made. You do not cut paper with these. My children knew after my mother died when I got these. I'm like, don't you dare touch these scissors. And she had them sharpened. Yeah. Okay, what we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna cut down from this part. That way I won't cut into other parts of this. And I have to cut around enough that I can wrap this, right? So I'm thinking that's about where I want it. And of course, I'm not measuring anything. I'm just going to trim. Let's get about right there. That should be enough. I'm probably cutting more than I need, but it's better to have more than to have too little and then you can't put it together. Okay, we're gonna use that. Let's try it this way so I can cut it maybe straight. We'll see. Okay, put those scissors away, Diane. Wrap my fabric right back up. Fold it back up, actually. And then I can make, oh, actually I have to do the back. Duh. Hold on, Diane, you weren't thinking, right? Okay, I have to do the backs. This is going to be my front. Ooh, that's gonna be really pretty, perfect. That's gonna look really good. Okay, now I have to do the back. And of course, see, there's not enough left right there. Okay, lay this back out. Let's pick this. This works. I like what's right there. That's kind of cool. And there'll be enough if I pull it just like that, and I can use that to glue it onto here. So back out with the scissors, move that up just a little bit. So as you notice, I'm picking 2 designs, one for the front, one for the back. There we go. Okay, now we can put this stuff away. Okay, let's do the back first. Now, of course, I should have gotten my iron out, but I'm not getting the iron out. We're just going to put enough glue on here that it's going to work. And I'm going to use 2 different glues. I am going to use my Prit, and I'm going to use Weld Bond. In a video that I did recently, somebody, I was talking about I didn't always like to use glitter glue. Or, oh, no, I know what I was using. I was using this. Fabric tack. I don't really like this. I have a bunch of friends that use it all the time. I don't really like it. So somebody said get Weld Bond, and I got 2 of these for like half the price off of Amazon. So we're going to use both of those. So we're going to glue the stick glue to hold it, and then we'll add some of the wet glue. Okay, let's do that. And again, okay, well, I said I'm going to use 2 glues, and then I didn't put it on, did I? I don't need as much. If I was only using this one, I would do more of the glue, but let's see, what do I need? I need this. We'll use this. Just spread it. There we go. Get it all nice and all over here. Between those 2 glues, this fabric is not going to go anywhere. So if you've never done this challenge, I hope that this maybe encourages you. And more importantly, if you do it along with me, as well as the women who are doing the challenge, what you're going to get from me is a different perspective. As I said, you're going to get the faith perspective. Because that's what I do. I would never spend 31 days just making a journal that's blank. If you're new, you don't hear I will tell you over and over what I say is that I do not want to create empty vessels. I want to create beautiful art pieces, but I want them to be about my time with God. So God is okay with me making this. That's not an issue. What he's not okay with is if I just sit here and spend 20, 30 hours doing all this, and I didn't open my Bible, I didn't talk to him, I didn't ask him anything. That is not the good thing. So I'm going to cut this on an angle so we can wrap it. So as I said, if you want to follow along, this will be very fun. I'm going to do a video every day in January. There'll be 15, max 30 minutes, because basically I'm just going to be showing you what I thought of for the prompts that she's giving us and how I'm going to use that to explore God. That's, like I said, that's my whole thing. So oops. I'll just stick that on there. Close that up. Spread this to the edge. And I'm actually, you can't see me, but I'm kind of letting it flow over, and so that it'll stick better. We'll just kind of put it on the side too. So you can use any kind of journal you want. You don't have to even make a journal. You can get a notebook. You can get one of those cute little devotional blank journals that I've shown you from Dollar Tree, and you can just open it up and start journaling in there. As I said, if you're interested in doing junk journaling and spending time with God, that's going to be my focus of this. So Meg is all about junk journaling. She seems like a very sweet person when I watch all of her videos. And she's got videos on how to do this also. And of course, did I leave enough? See, there's an example where you didn't really leave enough, but it's okay. It doesn't matter to me. Nothing has to be. I am a perfectionist, but there's something about my junk journal I do kind of let go. And I just, yeah, that's the way it goes. I want to let go and rely on God. Now there's the right corner right there. That was the right one. I cut it in the right spot. Okay, so we will let that dry. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Look how fun that's going to be. And then I'm going to cover that with one of the papers. That's how we're going to attach this whole thing together. So let's do it again. Now this one, I know that I got enough. That I have more out. I have more sticking out on this one than I did with that one. Okay, there's my, oh, it doesn't really matter because you just turn it upside down, Diane, right? So we're going to put that on there, right? Let's go ahead, get this glued up. So in the comments, let me know if you have done Junk Journal January in the past. Have you ever thought about doing Junk Journal January from a faith perspective? And if you haven't, maybe this is something new. I know I have so many new followers who all are commenting that they're so excited that they found someone who junk journals, but also includes their faith. So this is the ministry I've been working on for this past year, and it's God's ministry, and he called me to this, and that's what I do. I've been a faith artist for over 20 years, though. I mean, I've been making stuff about my faith for 20 years, as I said. So that part's not new. It's the digital kits, because I never had digital kits before, right? We would just buy those paper packs. And I don't know if you were like me, I would buy these paper packs. Oh, I love this, I love this, I love this. And I'd be so excited. Then I go to make something, and then I go, oh, but there'll be none left. That weird thinking about, I'm not going to have enough. How crazy is that, right? That's so crazy. Okay, we're going to turn it like that, and I'm going to pull the wrinkles out when I put it on. That's what we're going to do. So let's make sure first I got enough on everyone. Yeah. Okay, so now, see, that's how I didn't have to iron it, because I've got enough glue on there that it, and then see how I'm pulling it out. So I'm making it real nice and taut. And that will work good. Okay, there we go. Now, that looks pretty good. Let me see. Yep, that looks good. Okay, let's trim these. Trim these again. There we go. Get our glue on. And the base of this will be done. Then I will probably spend time off camera decorating it. This video, I just wanted you to decide, do you want to do this? And if you do, that you'll be ready for January 1st. Now I have a new kit out called New Year, New You. That's my new Faith Windows kit. And that's 7 verses, all about being transformed into a new you during this year. And so you could do that instead of this. You could do that including this. Okay, let's pull that nice and tight. Okay, there we go. Now that I didn't cut enough, let me go back. Trim it just a little bit closer. There we go. Now when I pull it together, it works better. There we go. Yep. Okay, is this one coming up enough? There we go. Tuck that in. So you want to pull your fabric if you're using fabric. You can be using paper on this too. Don't think you have to use fabric. It's just that I have so much fabric I bought all this fabric the beginning of this year, and I haven't made a lot of fabric journals. So when I was thinking about what I was going to do for the cover, I went, yeah, you are going to use fabric, don't you? Because you have it, you need to use it. Stop. I haven't bought any now for months, but it just means I have a stash that I need to use up. And in my video that I just put up about the fun things to get at Dollar Tree, you can get really cool background pieces there, you know, background pieces of fabric. So I've picked up a couple of those, but I haven't bought any of the expensive fabrics like this in at least 8 or 9 months. So that's good. Good for my pocketbook. Yes, I like that. That looks pretty. I got the parts that I really wanted to see on there. So that's going to be the front, and this is going to be the back. There we go. So obviously we're going to set these aside, and we're going to let those dry while we move forward. Oh, actually, I need the first one to at least, well, we'll start from the back, to do my measuring. Now, there's no measuring in this. Now, I have to be honest. When I watched Meg do this, whoa, do you hear that thunder right now? That's kind of weird because it's sunshiny. Anyway, when I watched Meg do this in the summer, and I was like, oh, okay. And there's 2 ways you can make this, okay? The way I'm going to show you right now is the way Meg does it. And I did it, and it was fun. It was stressful at first. Now, I want to show you the difference. This is my accordion journal that I just did for the 21 Reasons to Praise Him. This was in November. And same, absolutely almost identical albums. This is on the canvas boards, 2 canvas boards. So is that, right? Do you see the difference? This is like papers are sticking out. Do you see how perfect this one is? So this is the one that I'm really comfortable doing. And how do you do this? I have a whole video if you want to watch it. I took manila folders and I trimmed them and I did long pieces and then I attached them together and then put my digital papers on top. So that's why this one, quote, is perfect, right? There's no papers sticking out, okay? And it's good, and I'm glad I did it. But there's something about this style really goes with this like fabric and stuff. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, and you're going to watch how I hopefully do not get frustrated again. But then you'll see from me, right? You'll get how we do this or don't do those. So this is the back. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of paper, right? And you don't really cut, you just kind of tear and glue things together. That's the beauty of it. And this would be, and see, I'm not even going to trim that off because I think that's kind of cool. So I will probably use this as my first piece, okay? And it's actually bigger than what she ever does. So we're going to trim this. I'm going to make this harder on myself. No, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, we are going to put this on here. And so get the glue out, and I'm just going to use my glue stick. I don't need any other, I don't need that except extra glue. So I said this is the back. We're going to just glue this on there. Now you don't have to start by gluing it on here. She actually doesn't start this way. I start this way because it keeps me a little bit together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to put that piece right there, okay? And then gently we're going to fold because that's approximately where it's going to be. And now we're going to make the next piece of paper just by, here's what you do. You sit here and grab pieces of paper. And you just put pieces, you glue them together. Now I love this piece. This is actually a Christian poem. So let's put just that piece on there. Let's just put that on there. And here, we're going to take this off. We are going to put that on there. So you're basically collaging, okay? You're just collaging pieces together. And you're extending the journal as you do this. Ooh, this is a fun piece. I embossed this piece. So we could put that right there. Now you see, it's this very thin homemade paper that I embossed. And so we could put that like right there. That's kind of fun. And obviously I'm only gluing it onto this little piece that's here. Right? Okay, so now we need to add another piece. Oh, let's get one of these fun pieces. This is from some old, like a Time magazine book, which I thought would be fun to put people's heads in here. So let's use this. Now, I know who these people are. Y'all probably don't know who these people are. This is from the 50s. Oh, this is when Nixon was president. Okay, let's kind of tear this. I don't want it to be so perfect. And then we're going to glue that on there. Going to start that there, and we'll put some glue on this. Now it's on there. Okay. And then this, so there's our first fold, right? Now this is going to come back about right there. And again, I'm not making sure that this is perfectly folded. That's not my goal. Okay, so we've got that on there. What other fun things do we have? Oh, I have so much. When I first started, before I started making my own digital papers, I have a bunch of Timu papers that I thought would be fun to kind of use too. This is from an old engineering book, which I just thought was really cool. My neighbor was an engineer, and he said, "Do you want this old book? I'm getting ready to throw it away." And I was like, "Oh yes, give me that book." Because it's from the 40s, so it's really ancient. The paper is really old. But I just love the graphics. And I'm not enough an engineer to know, was any of this, did this work? Was this true? Right? There we go. We're going to go like that. Okay, see how random this is? Very random, Diane. That's the whole point of what we're doing. Put that there. Okay, so now we've got that. And we'll come over here. And we need some more fun papers. What do we need? Okay, I have a friend who does, she goes out and finds old stuff and then sells it online. This is actually an old prescription pad. Who knows from when this was? And she had it like in a pack of old papers. I was just, and now here's my thing. Normally I would have, oh, don't use that, Diane. It's too precious. Okay, what's the, I don't know what that's like a thing that I think was from the Depression. That was my grandmother was like that. Oh, you have to save things for when, I don't know, because she never ended up using stuff. And so I don't want to be like that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be like that. See how fun this is going to be? See? It's going to be really, really cool. Okay, let's see. Can I put it like that? And you can always refold it. I'm not making these really, in fact, actually, that does go over too far. I'll just make it soft again. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to just speed this up, because I wanted you to just see how easy this was. Let's tear this. So I have done 15 pages. And if you notice, I kept stopping and counting because there's 31 days. So if I do 30, actually I need one more. That's right, I need one more. If I do 16 and 16, that's 32. And so then I would have a page for each day of 31. Then I always like a title page, and then I like a place to just kind of write my notes about what I got out of it. So what I'm going to do now is, and you're going to watch me, see how it's way off. But that's the fun part. Okay, so I thought what I would do now is I'm going to stop. Oh, I do need to add. Okay, let's like adjust it. Some of it is way off, like too much way off. And so I thought now is the time to kind of refold some of these. So let's see, that one needs actually to be folded a little bit. And you know, it doesn't matter that you're folding and refolding. Don't forget, these are background pages, okay? They will be in the background. And I'm gonna be adding all this stuff onto the page. So it doesn't matter if you see two fold lines, because guess what? You won't even see it when I finish the journal. So what I'm just doing right now is refolding it so that they fit. I mean, they're still raggedy. That's the word I want to use. It's still raggedy, but I'm okay. I like the raggedy part. I just want to make sure that I've got the right pages and approximately the right accordion folds. That's what we're doing right now. So feel free to just do the collaging part, right? Don't think too much about it. Yeah, see, this one's way off, but the problem was I used this really heavy duty. It's a piece that I did a mixed media piece on a piece of watercolor paper, so it's way thick. And then I embossed it. It's very thick paper. So let's see if we can get this in there and if I'm going to be able to fold it. I know a lot of this you're not really seeing because I'm doing it underneath, but that's like the only way I know how to make this work at this point. Okay, so let's see if I can fold this. And if not, I may just have to redo something different on the page. There, I think that might work. And that, I got it a little bit tighter in there in the fold. Sorry. Of course, my dog hears things and then goes nuts. Okay, I think this page is a little too tall. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to rip. Okay, we'll see if I can rip it. Yeah, I can rip it. Let's make it a little bit shorter. Okay. So do you see how forgiving this is? That's the other fun part. And I think some of these I'm not even folding straight, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, I'm folding it underneath, and I'm sorry you can't really see it. I guess I could put it over there, but that maybe negates the whole purpose. So I'm refolding it. I'm going to add that one more page, as I said, and then I'm going to go back and glue, because as you can see, you're doing pieces, and so sometimes the whole thing gets glued, and then sometimes it doesn't. And that's way too tall, so let's pull that off. Okay, and then this goes over here. Put this right there. And this comes here. But did you like what I've done so far? I like what I've done so far. I'm happy with it. See, I'll have to glue that down a little bit better, but that's okay. And then we're going to refold this. Okay, now, so this is way tall, this whole section. So I don't think, you know what, I'm just going to rip like this. This is about the only way I can rip it. And it's going to be real raggedy, and yes, that's okay. Because that's the part that I like. Rip all the way to the fold. because I went way taller with this. So we'll go over here, we'll take some of this off. There we go. And then let's see, is that too tall? Does that leave that too tall? Oh, actually, I'm okay with that. Okay, that's looking good. I think we've gotten it right. Now, let's go back and count. Now, I'm going to show you. I don't count what's on the back, what's attached, because I use these in a number of ways, and you'll see that as we go through the series. So I count the first folded. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I do. I have 16. I just need to extend this a little bit, and I've got the 16. Okay, that worked out well, actually. Maybe we used a bird paper. Yeah, I don't want to cover up the birds, right? So I have 16. Let's see, let's trim this down. And we'll put like that, and then we'll have the birds right there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it that way. I think that works. So I'll put the glue on there. And we'll put that on there. There we go. And then this comes over there, and there we go. Yeah, that's working pretty well. Okay, now, as I said, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through, and I'll speed this part up too. Just going to go through and make sure that the pieces are glued down, because with all the tearing and then folding and unfolding, some things have come apart, and that's okay. We'll just re-glue them. So I brought over my cover, and I'm just playing around, and now I can see that some of it is a little bit too wide. So as I hold these two together, I'm going to do some more trimming, which I may have, oh, look, I was grabbing the wrong scissors. There we go. And then I can tear that a little bit if I want. That one's over, but that's okay. Okay, that works well. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for now, because what I wanted to teach you was how to do this. Okay, that's going to have to be trimmed. So basically, my book is done, and when you count the pages, remember how I showed you how we're going to do that. So now I'm going to go back and make sure that it looks good this direction. See what I'm saying? How it's different on the back. And then it will be all ready. So the next video that you see, you will probably see the cover finished, and it'll probably be day one, or I might do an intro. I'm not sure right now, but I just wanted to show you how to make your cover if you would like to do an accordion and do some fabric. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please ask. If I went too fast or you didn't really understand something, please ask questions. And most importantly, my questions for you are you going to try this challenge with me in January of 2025? Do you want to do Junk Journal January from a faith perspective? Then join me, and there's usually like 10 or 15,000 people that do this. If you're following me, you're going to be following the faith version of Junk Journal January. Okay? So let me know if you're going to join me, if you're going to make an album, what kind of an album you're going to make, what kind of journal you're going to make. And I will see you next time when we continue with Junk Journal January.